Hi everyone, it's Christina from the DIYmommy.com, and today I want to show you how to make this Anthropologie inspired dreamer tee. So I love all of the clothing and home wares that you can find at Anthropologie. However, as you probably know, they're a little bit expensive. So today I wanted to DIY one of my favorite Anthropologie t-shirts that I've seen. So I'm going to share with you the tutorial here on my channel, but make sure to check out the blog post that I am posting today as well, going along with this t-shirt. I'm sharing my journey on how I became a mom to a new baby girl into a full-time blogger and YouTuber, and all about that journey, all about the triumphs, the struggles, and everything. So if you're interested in that story, make sure to check out my blog. I will leave a link to it down in the description box below and somewhere up here. I also made some t-shirts for my girls. They're slightly different than this one. They have some tassels and some gold glitter on them to make them a little bit more exciting. So I'm going to share how I made those as well. I made it with my Cricut. Cricut sponsored the blog post to go along with this video. I love the machine. It's so fun to make DIY clothing and decor and accessories. So I will leave all the information for that machine down in that description box below. Let's get started. So here's the t-shirt I saw on Anthropologie.com that really inspired me to make my own t-shirt similar to this one. I didn't want to copy this one exactly. It's embroidered, it has a different font, it has some different colors, but I wanted to use it to create something unique with my Cricut machine and some extra embellishments for my girls' t-shirts. So I started with Cricut Design Space. It's the online Cricut software that you can use to create your own designs, and I just made a series of circles and cut them to make the rainbow shape, and then made each shape a different color. And then I just made the dreamer text with some sans serif font. So when you go to print this, I will leave a link to this free file totally for you on Cricut Design Space. Just make sure all of the images are mirrored, because whenever you print onto iron-on material, you want to mirror the image so that when you iron it on your product, it is the right way. So don't forget to do that. And then I sent it to my Cricut machine. So the Cricut, I have the Explore Air 2 here. This is the Wild Rose color, and it's a cutting machine, so it's cutting all of my material perfectly. It's just cutting the vinyl layer and not the plastic layer on top. So I cut out all my rainbow pieces out of all different colors. I'm using all sorts of different vinyls for this, some Natalie Milan vinyls, so I love the watercolor florals. I love all the fun designs on this vinyl, so I think it makes it a little bit more interesting than just a solid color for each of the rainbow stripes. Then I'm cutting off the excess iron-on around each of my rainbow pieces and my dreamer words. So for this part, I just use scissors to cut off any of the extra vinyl, and then I can reuse these scraps for different projects later. I wanted to use this glitter iron-on for my girls' t-shirts. I thought it would be a fun addition to theirs. I didn't use it for mine, but I thought it was so cute and adorable for my girls' t-shirts. So after I cut all the excess off, I'm just pulling the excess vinyl around my shapes off of the backing. So here's the first part of the rainbow that I cut out of the gold. And then I'm also pulling the excess vinyl off of the rest of the shapes, so the words and all the rest of the rainbow pieces. So I usually just use my fingers to pull the excess iron-on off of my shapes. You can also use Cricut's tools. They have like these little tweezers and kind of some little picky tools to get everything off, but usually I can just use my fingers to get all the excess iron-on material off of my designs. I find the glitter iron-on to be the hardest to work with because it's so thick, but the rest of the iron-on is quite straightforward to pull all the excess off. This is also called weeding, when you're pulling the excess pieces off of your iron-on material. So as you can see, there's the mirrored side on the sticky iron-on side, and then when you flip it over, everything looks the right way, and that's exactly what you want to do when you cut any patterns onto iron-on material. So I'm just continuing to do this with all of my shapes. Now I have all of my rainbow pieces, I have my dreamer text, and I am ready to go. So I just found some inexpensive t-shirts off of Gap, I believe. They were on sale one day and I just snagged them. I grabbed them, and you want to preheat the front of your t-shirt. This is called a Cricut Easy Press. It's like a giant iron. I love this thing. They sent it for me to try out. I will leave a link down in the description box below. So you're just preheating the fabric, and then I fold my t-shirt in half like this, and I iron the front, and this just marks the front center of my t-shirt to make sure that my design is nice and centered on my garment. Then I'm opening it up again. You can see I have that center line, and I'm just using a hard ruler to make sure that my rainbow is going to be centered on my t-shirt. So I'm starting with my first piece, my topmost piece, which I just cut out in a nice textured red iron-on, and I'm placing it onto my t-shirt. Then I'm taking my easy press and I'm just tacking it down. So I'm only holding the easy press on the iron-on for 5 seconds, taking it off, and then pulling off that plastic piece right away. So this is just tacking the iron-on on because I have a whole bunch of different layers here. I'm just going to continue in this way. So just by placing the piece, tacking it on with my easy press just for about 5 seconds, removing my easy press and peeling off that plastic layer immediately. So normally you would hold your iron for as long as Cricut recommends. So I think it's around 35 to 45 seconds for this iron-on. But when you have layers like this, you just tack them on one at a time for 5 seconds or so, and then remove the plastic right away. And this prevents you from putting the iron on for a long time onto each piece and, melting those pieces down. And then as you can see, after I tack a piece on, I'm putting that original large plastic backing on top of the rainbow again to protect the rest of the rainbow layers. So I did like a red, a pink floral, that gold glitter, a green stripe, and then finally at the bottom layer, I put this really cute blue and purple floral. So once all of my rainbow pieces are on, I remove the backing. I place that large plastic backing on the whole rainbow. And the easy press is cool because you can adjust how long the timer is on it, as well as the temperature of the iron exactly to the degree. And Cricut gives you a chart on how hot and how long you should do each type of iron on. And then you just press the green Cricut button, and then it will count down the timer for you and beep once you've put the easy press on your vinyl for a certain amount of time. So this is definitely a handy tool if you want to get into t-shirt making, because it will help you to get that vinyl sticking to your garment really well. And then after the vinyl is completely cool, you can peel off the plastic for the last time. So there's the rainbow piece, and you can also heat the back of your garment up like this. This is going to really help that vinyl or that iron-on stick to your garment quite well. I've done this with a few t-shirts now, and I can put them through the wash no problem, and it just lasts so nice and long. Then finally, after my rainbow is all done, I'm placing the Dreamer text. So for my t-shirt, I put Dreamer closer to the rainbow, but for this one, this is going to be one of my girls' t-shirts. I'm placing it a few inches below the rainbow, because I want to add a little bit of tassel detail, which I'm going to show you soon, and I really love how it turned out. So I'm placing it a couple inches below the rainbow. I'm doing the same thing. I'm holding that easy press on the iron-on, and then once it cools, I'm flipping it over and I'm ironing the back of the t-shirt as well to help with the longevity of the iron-on. And then I'm flipping it to the right side again, and once everything is completely cool, I am going to remove that clear plastic backing. So here's how the t-shirt looks so far. I had these tassels on hand. I found them at Michael's, I think, for like $1 for 5 of them. And I had just kind of held on to them for a project, and this was the perfect one. I also used a needle and thread, and I put it from the back to the front of my t-shirt on the bottom of the rainbow on that outermost stripe. Popped the tassel onto the string, and then put the needle through the t-shirt again. And I'm just continuing sewing on tassels just like this with my needle and thread, and I'm putting one tassel on the bottom of each of the rainbow stripes. So I was really lucky that I had these around. They even have like a little gold tie around the middle, so they match this gold glittery theme of this t-shirt. If you don't have tassels, you can make them. I will link to how I make tassels down in that description box below. I also think pom-poms look really cute on this t-shirt, or even like some white fringed trim. There's so many options on how you could embellish this. If you do add embellishments like I'm doing here, I would say it would be a good idea to hand wash this t-shirt, or to use the hand wash function on your washer and then hang it to dry. And that way your tassels won't get all tangled, and I think that's totally worth it for how cute this turned out with the tassels. It just adds some texture and some fun to my girls' t-shirts. And again, I didn't do this for my t-shirt. I just put the Dreamer text up closer to the rainbow and left off the tassels. I thought they would end up on kind of like a weird spot on my t-shirt. So I just did this for the girls' t-shirts, and I am absolutely loving how this turned out. So here's how my t-shirt turned out. I made one for each of my girls and they were so excited when they saw them. And here's how my t-shirt turned out. So I used slightly different iron-on for mine, and I put the dreamer up closer to the rainbow. Here are all my girls, and they were really excited to receive the t-shirts. I made them for them when they were at school, and when they got home, I was able to give them to them as a gift. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what you think of my Anthropologie inspired dreamer t-shirt and the t-shirts that I made for my girls. Again, make sure to check out my blog post on my journey on how I became a full-time blogger and YouTuber. I would love for you to read that, check it out, and comment on my blog. Tell me what you think about that. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more DIY and decor ideas on a budget, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye!